Okay, so here's a way to prove to everybody that judges do not follow the law, and willingly too. Number one is you would never need a Supreme Court of the United States or any state Supreme Court. If judges were so good at following state constitutions and the federal constitution, they would never need a Supreme Court. Okay, so think of it as like judges and lawyers and prosecutors, okay, and probation officers, okay? I'll lump them together. I learned this in my criminal justice class. They're called the working group. The defense attorney, prosecutor, judge, okay, and the clerk. Those, the court clerk and the court reporter. They are a working group, okay? Now, a lot of these judges, they have personal relationships with lawyers. They knew them from past law firms, or they ran into them somewhere in the legal or criminal justice field. Okay, so if you read the Bill of Rights, okay, if you go through and read our Bill of Rights, it says there always must be equal access to the law, equal justice. Now, let's say me and Joe Schmo, we walk in off the street. He has a very highly paid lawyer, and I'm representing myself. Do you think there's equal access to justice there? For me, without a lawyer, I'm self-represented, pro se, okay? Or somebody with who had to pay a fee for a lawyer, okay? Now again, let's examine that right there. Is that equal access to justice? If he pays a fee and he gets better access to the judge because of his lawyer's relationship with him, is that equal access for the self-represented litigant? Absolutely not. Okay, and that happens all across courtrooms, all across America, in almost every single one of them. That's why everybody thinks like they need a lawyer or you should get a lawyer. Well, because they have different access to the law than me or any everyday citizen that doesn't know the legal lingo. That's really it. Okay? Thinking of it, the reason why they call it court, because it's kind of like a tennis court. One side hits the ball back to each other, okay? And who can come up with the best lingo and who can impress the judge the most, basically. Because they're the referee, they get to decide who wins. And then I asked my professor at Michigan State University, my criminal justice professor, I have this on my Facebook account, do you think judges should follow the tooth and the letter of the law? And what does that mean? Well, follow the law how it's printed in the law books, which they never do. And he said, ooh, that'd be pretty hard to do. Well, it's not that hard to do if you know how to read and comprehend words, okay? So judges operate on a different type of law, not tooth and the letter law, okay, like they printed it in the law books, but they operate off something called case law or past precedent or the norm. Case law is like the norm for how they want the courtroom to operate, okay? So keep that in mind. The criminal justice system is a farce in this country. There is no equal access to justice. It's like a kangaroo court, okay? If you try to, you know what I mean? It's nothing like the Constitution. They don't follow the Constitution. You get nothing like the Bill of Rights, okay? So keep that in mind. If you care about the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, the Declaration of Independence, that's what they walk all over in the courtroom, okay? That's what they walk all over every single day. That's why cases have to go to the Supreme Court. Do you know how many cases don't get to go to the Supreme Court? They don't get to have somebody appeal it or another judge look at it, actual fair shot, journalists looking at it. It's called the dark figures of crime that happen in our courtrooms, okay? And that's by our judicial officers, prosecutors, lawyers. They violate our constitutional rights on a daily basis, but they're not held accountable for it. They violate our equal access to justice because they have it set up how they want it. That's why lawyers love crime. Lawyers love divorce. Lawyers love all the bad stuff. Because why? They're sinister people and they get paid for it. They lost their moral compass. Love you. Have a great day. I love lawyers too, but they should look in the mirror. I love judges too, but I mean, it's a sinister job you got. Love you.